Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Let's talk about Married to Medicine, Season 5, Episode 4, Black Girl Magic or Girl Tragic. Oh, no. Yeah, it's kind of tragic to see some of these behaviors go on, but hey, it is what it is, right? So we start off with Jackie. She's at work. She's still trying to hold it together, but basically her personal life is interfering with her work life, where clients and her patients are addressing her situation with Curtis. It's like, damn, like you really can't win while you're at work. You're trying to take your mind off your husband cheating on you, and then the mistress is out here, on the internet selling stories and shit like that. Now you got to deal with your clients come in and feel like they feel comfortable and asking you about your personal life, which before they didn't do that. They didn't ask you about your marriage or how to deal with your husband and stuff. She don't want to hear it. She don't want nobody's advice right now. She got to hold it together herself. And she's just like, damn. She was like, people think they really got the nerve to ask me questions about my marriage, but before they didn't. So it's like this invitation to get into Jackie's business. It's like, I feel it. Wait till she watch this season, how everybody just talks about her relationship. And so she's just like, whatever. Then we get on to Toya and Eugene. They go out for a picnic. They're actually spending some time together. Eugene's working hard. He got 2 jobs. He's trying to pay these bills. He put Toya on a budget of $150 a day. She can't go over that. I was like, damn, what did she spend $150 on every single day? Well, she did buy a picnic basket, which costs $150. Hopefully she gets much use out of that picnic basket, if you know what I mean. And so basically they talk about her dad issues, her dad cheating, and having her involved, when he was cheating, like changing the pictures and saying, oh, this one left, that one left, come. And so she feels like, that she's going to be cheated on, or she's actually going to do the cheating. So it's almost seeming like Toya's alluding to that she wants to cheat on, Dr. Eugene. She's not satisfied. I wonder if Toya actually really truly loves Eugene, because I feel that she does, but then she does things that make you think like, okay, what's really going on in this situation? And so he goes, basically, your parents didn't raise you the correct way that you wanted to be raised when it comes to cheating, but you got me now. And then Eugene explains that, my family didn't teach me about saving, putting money away, and not spending. So there's some things that we both didn't learn as we were young, young children or whatever. So, but we got each other and we can work on it. And so basically Toya's upset with Eugene because he's masturbating and not masturbating to her. The whole point of masturbating, I think, is for you to be able to create a fantasy. And so now she feels that he's possibly cheating on her. And why would he masturbate to you when he can just go upstairs and get you? He needs a quick one, real quick, something new, something different. And so she's feeling salty about that, because I wonder if she masturbates about Eugene at all, but she wants to know why their sex life ain't rocky, because he's working, he's kind of out of shape, and he's probably just really tired. And Toya's not seeing it that way. I don't know if this is going to allude to next season where we find out Toya cheats on Eugene, but that would be a dumb thing to do, is to cheat on Eugene or make his life any more miserable, because I think Dr. Eugene is a good husband and he treats Toya very well. He treats Toya better than all the other husbands treats their wives, I think. Dr. Damon, I think he treats Dr. Heavenly well, but I'm only saying this from what I see off of TV, because I don't know what goes on in their personal life, but on TV or whatever. But I think Eugene is he treats Toya way better than all the other husbands. Not saying all the other husbands treat their wife bad, but he really puts her up on a pedestal and he caters to her in so many different ways, So she feels hurt about her father and all this other stuff, and the detachments that she have with sex. And, basically, she doesn't really want to focus on sex or whatever, but it seems like that's just the thing that she's focusing on. She's not focusing, she is, going by the budget, but this sex thing is really getting to her. And so basically Eugene said, we'll work on it. We're over here having a park at the picnic. Our parents didn't do that as well. So like, we're doing things different. We're talking, we're communicating. That is true. They are talking and they are communicating about how they feel. And they're doing it in a way where they're not yelling and screaming or trying to put down the other one, which we will see goes on further in the episode. And so then we move on to Quad. And Quad, she's cooking for, Dr. G or whatever. He comes home. He likes the food. And it seems like everything's going well, but it seems like Quad just threw her put her foot in their mouth talking about, you know, Jackie's situation. Like, damn, give Jackie and Curtis a rest. Quad, and Quad was like, well, if you think cheating is okay, whatever, you're not my husband, or I shouldn't be married to you, and so many different words. She's saying that because she was like, yo, how do you feel that you can step outside your marriage and this and that? There's no exceptions to the rule or anything like that. But Dr. you know, G is like, no, there is exception to the rule, because if I'm you know, jumping, screaming, hollering, yelling from the top of the mountain about things are not going right in our relationship or in our marriage, and I keep telling you over and over, because we have heard Curtis say over and over he wants more time with Jackie, and Jackie's always busy, this and that, so he stepped out of his marriage. And so he's not saying that as something you should do, but he can understand why. And that's what Quad is not getting, is sometimes when people are in a relationship and they are not getting what they want out of the relationship, it's easy for them to be tempted to go mess with somebody else, or the grass looks greener on the other side, which he's not saying that. Hopefully Dr. G didn't express himself the correct way, because he is a psychiatrist or whatever. But I think he's saying, if someone's telling you over and over how they feel and you're not doing anything to change it, that most likely that person is going to step out. But he's not saying he should have stepped out, you know, but he understands why, and that's why he's not blowing it up. And it was just sex, but Quad is equating it to be like a relationship, that this woman is his Curtis's girlfriend. He just wanted some sex, he wanted a hug, he wanted a kiss, he just wanted some affection, and that's why he stepped out, because he wasn't getting affection at all from Dr. Jackie. And so that's what Dr. Eugene is trying to explain to Quad. Quad was like, I'm not trying to hear this. And then so the food goes into the trash, you know, they end up arguing. And then she tells him that he doesn't appreciate her. He doesn't, you know, he doesn't treat her right, and all this other stuff that she's saying to him, that, you know, he doesn't make her feel appreciated. He goes, well, I do make you feel appreciated when I pay the bills and I do this and I do that for you. And she was like, I could pay my bills my own self. And he was like, I've been taking care of you since the day that I met you. Ooh. So what is he trying to say? Is he trying to say that he wants her to be more of a financial partner with helping out in the bills? But Quad says that when she did try to pay the mortgage for 12 months, he wouldn't allow her to. And she was like, well, I pay my car note. And so, but it seems like it seems like Dr. G and Quad are kind of like tired of each other, that fairy tale or whatever they was trying to put on for a long time. And plus, Dr. G lost a lot of weight, and maybe Quad is not feeling like she's being treated like she's supposed to. She doesn't feel like Dr. G respects her or appreciates her, and she feels like he is holding things over her head when he does something for her. When you do something for somebody, you do it because you love them, you do it because you want to. You don't do it to bring it up and throw it back in their face, because that's not right. Then you shouldn't have did it in the first place, because that means that you really don't want to do it, especially if you got to throw it back in my face that you did this and that. When you do something, it's supposed to, you just do it and that's it, and then you never think about it again, because you're doing it from the kindness of your heart. You're doing it because that's what you want to do, not because you feel like you have to do. So it seems like he feels like he has to take care of Quad. And why does he have to throw things back into her face? But Quad is also the type of person that you have to see things her way and nobody else's way. And they both seem like they're both supreme, I don't know, just supreme, full of themselves, narcissistic. They both seem very narcissistic. I ain't even saying it right. They both seem just very narcissistic. They just seem like, you know, what I think they need to be in relationships with people that would bow down to one another. And it seems like Dr. G has his own, he's old fashioned and he thinks very differently. Then they bring up the Bible and then thou shalt not cheat, and all that other stuff. But, you know, it just seems like if you don't agree with Quad, then you're wrong, and she can't face the fact that she might be wrong, or she doesn't believe that she's ever wrong. So how do you have a conversation or communicate with a person like that? And then Dr. G, he's also a person that thinks that what he say is gold, what he say is magic, so you should follow suit. But it doesn't seem like he's trying to force his opinion on Quad, but it seems like Quad is trying to force her opinion on him, and then it goes negative. Instead of arguing and talking about cheating, they should be talking about things that they both like to do, or what they both care to do, and just be more loving to each other. And Quad can easily say, hey, Dr. G, I appreciate this, I appreciate that. And Dr. G can easily say, I appreciate you cooking the food, this and that, and blasting the third. But it seems like there is something going on in their relationship that ain't right. It seems like they're kind of like tired of each other, and they don't know how to communicate with one another, because especially Quad, she wants to be the boss. She's very dominant, and she doesn't want to hear anything he has to say if it's not agreeing, if he doesn't agree with her. And then on top of that, she cuts him off as well. And then he's the same way too as well. But he could respect Quad's opinion and move on. But then Quad will make you, go like, no, your opinion's wrong. She would like force something out of you for you to be negative towards her, like in a conversation, to say, hey, no, you're not right. What you say don't make no sense, where you have to continuously try to prove a point to her, where then the argument goes nowhere, because no one's listening to each other. They're just trying to throw out shots of their points and not trying to consider the other person's point. Because yes, of course, you should not cheat on your wife. You should not cheat on your husband. You should not step out of your marriage before you step out and get some affection first in your relationship. But some people, they love you, but then they want to step out and be with somebody else. They want something different, or they're lacking something. But that's where you talk to your partner and you communicate with. And since Dr. G is a psychiatrist, it seems like he should be able to communicate better with Quad. He should have a better understanding of dysfunctional stuff, and it just seems like he doesn't have a better understanding. And I wonder how shit goes with him and his patients. Like, is he more understanding with his patients? Because we noticed this, that all the doctors on this show, they treat their patients and their clientele like queens and kings, but they treat their partners really like crap sometimes. Eugene, I don't think Eugene treats Toya like crap though, but it's like their patients come before their family, and your family's supposed to be number one. But the patients are paying the bills. So I think he was mad disrespectful when he said, "I've been taking care of you since the day I met you." So so she was like, what do you mean? Like, she's so hurt by that. Like, he said that to her, like, because she has a high self-esteem of herself, and you're supposed to, think of yourself very highly, but she goes overboard, especially like when she was on the bus and she was talking about there ain't nothing wrong with her. She wants to change. Well, one thing you can change is communication and listening and not being overbearing. That's something that you can change about your attitude. So we get Cecil and Simone, they end up, Cecil ends up going to the house number 2, and Simone was like, what are you doing here? Is there something going on? I was like, damn, that's how you greet your husband. You don't greet him with a kiss. You don't greet him with a hug. You don't say, hey baby, I'm packing to go to New Orleans, or nothing. And he was like, yo, you're taking off when we're having problems and our marriage, things are going wrong. Like, you picked a very convenient time. And she was like, well, I need some space. It seems like you guys got a lot of space. You got 2 houses between y'all. And then Simone was saying that I don't even see him that much. Like, we don't really communicate. We don't really see each other. I stay at this house, he stay at that house. And it seems like Simone is kind of like punishing Cecil, and Cecil seems like he doesn't know what to do anymore. He's like done with the relationship in so many different words, but it seems like there's still some hope there that he wants to work it out. But in order for them to work it out, they both have to own up to what they're doing, because like, why wouldn't she plan a trip for her and Cecil to go somewhere and spend some time together, because they haven't spent time together. And so that he throws up, he's just upset that she's leaving and she's going and without telling her. But she was like, yo, you go on golf tournaments, and I hear about it online. I was like, yo, I'm just like, yo, they just be going in at it. It just seems like if they can just listen to one another and change, if they can stop pointing the finger, if Dr. Simone can stop pointing the finger at Cecil, and Cecil can stop pointing the finger at Simone, because then, they're at the house and they're talking. And he was like, Simone, you're always busy. You're doing this, you're doing that. You got to get your hair done. You don't come to the kids' thing. You're always on the computer. You're always doing this. And then she goes, no, well, you do the same thing, where you have your laptop on, you have the TV loud, and you totally ignore me. And so they're going back and forth saying what, you know, how they don't spend quality time together, how they don't do things together. And Simone feels like Cecil, he criticized her so much and he's so critical. And then Cecil feels the same way about Simone, that he can't please her, that, you know, nothing he does make her happy. So she pointing out things that he do. He goes, no, that's not true. And she's doing the same thing. No, it's not true. But they're both not owning up to not putting in the effort to spend time with each other and turning off the computer, turning off the laptop, having her hair done in the house, scheduling family time and family day together. So they're not doing that. And after having this argument, you know, Simone is about to bounce and go to New Orleans, which brings them farther and farther apart. So now it makes you think that this marriage is only for convenience, that if one person leaves, you know, Cecil's still struggling, like he don't know if he's going to get let go from one of his jobs. And then Simone is thinking about spousal support and money that she might have to pay. So and then plus the kids don't want them to separate, their youngest kid, Michael. So it seems like they're going through some things, but if they could just listen to one another and slow down and stop pointing the finger, why do they keep pointing the finger at each other when they can just start talking about what can we do right now to make it better? I'm going to do this to make it better. I'm going to do that to make it better. Okay, you feel like I do that, so I'm going to do this. Let's make it better. Let's start fresh. Let's start brand new. But it just seems like it's just a point and finger. And so Simone doesn't want people to think that Cecil's such a nice, innocent person. She says, you're like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You have a nasty attitude. You're a nasty person when people ain't around. I'm like, damn. So you want everybody to think that your husband is nasty? It's bad enough that you yell and you scream. Even when Cecil was trying to talk to you, you cut him off and started yelling. And it's just like, damn, Simone, you want to lose him? You don't want him no more? What is it? Is there somebody else in the picture? Are you guys just tired of each other? And one thing that Cecil did point out is like, we're growing apart. And then now she's going to New Orleans and now he's going to be home alone. So it's like they are leaving the opportunity open for somebody else to come into their marriage. Like they don't supposed to let anybody come in between their marriage, but it seems like they're both very unhappy. And it seems like the counseling is not working. Like they just have to really just communicate and talk to each other better, treat each other better, just do more. You know, if something ain't working, then change it and fix something else. You know, if it ain't working this way, let's change it, let's fix it. So anyways, they're all about to get ready to go to New Orleans, and we have Simone and Jackie. They meet up, they talk about New Orleans and things like that. She asked Jackie how she's doing. Jackie was like, all right, or whatever. You know, Jackie's going through her things. She's going through some things. Then we get Contessa. She's with her nanny. Her nanny told her that be like gangster, be doctor. And her nanny, Renee, you know, she's cool. Like, I would like to have a nanny like that. That's cool. You won't think that's going to be sleeping with your husband. She's down to earth. She can tell you some things. She has some knowledge on her. She has more like street sense knowledge, more like common sense knowledge and stuff like that. So that's cool or whatever. So anyways, now these ladies, they all meet up. Contessa, she's coming late because her daughter chipped a tooth or whatever. And so, you know, Heavenly's throwing shots at everybody. She's talking to her daughter, talking about, well, you know, maybe I'll apologize to Toya or whatever, and this and that. So like she's getting advice from her daughter. That's gonna backfire her in the future when that girl get like 15, 16, be like, Mama, you ain't telling me nothing. And that's when Dr. Damon gonna have to come in the picture and set things straight. So they're all on this you know, party bus or whatever. And so Dr. Simone is like, yo, what is something that you ladies would change about yourself? You know, Dr. Jackie says she'll change, you know, she'll be more tolerant. Heavenly says she'll be more patient because she thinks that everybody's around her is moving slow. But she's like, oh no, maybe it's just Toya because she's a slow B-word. I'm like, come on, like, how are you guys friends when you just talk about her like crap? And so Dr. Simone said that she won't be yelling anymore. They asked Quad, and Quad was like, there's nothing I need to change about myself. I'm like, damn, Quad don't want to change nothing about herself because she don't think nothing is wrong with herself. So how do you work on a relationship with somebody that think they do nothing wrong? Doesn't make any sense. So it seems like Dr. G has got over, you know, the sexiness, the beautifulness, and her smart ways and everything. He got over all that superficial stuff, kinda, and now he's probably saying that he probably can't work with her. Like, I don't see how he can't communicate and work with her when he's a psychiatrist. Like, damn. And so, Toya, I think Toya said she wanted to change the topic. She didn't want to talk about this. And Dr. Simone was like, listen, none of us is Eugene. You ain't gonna be bossing us around. And so, anyways, they get to the hotel. The hotel's nice. They got the Michael Hotel, the Lucifer. The Lucifer one got a pole in it or whatever. They chilling. They like it. And so basically, they're gonna have to bunk. Heavenly's bunking with Contessa and Heavenly. And Simone and what's her name? Simone, Toya, and Jackie are bunking together or whatever. Heavenly doesn't really want to bunk with Contessa because she was like, she's not even really a crew member. You know what I mean? They just be inviting anybody on this trip. Like, she got to be so negative. But at least she's saying it in her confessionals and not to the person. So that's cool. And so they getting dressed and they getting ready to go out. And so Toya goes over there to Michael's room or whatever, Michael's suite. And and Heavenly says Toya looks like a Foot Locker and Beetlejuice. A fat person shouldn't wear stripes. A big old fat person. I was like, yo, Heavenly, why you gotta be so mean? Just because you lost weight by sucking it out, whatever, you don't gotta throw shots like that. But she's throwing shots. And so they all get dressed and they're all gonna meet up and they go to dinner or whatever. They're having drinks. And they're chilling in New Orleans on Bourbon Street. And we learned that, Contessa, she went to school out there in New Orleans and she stayed on Bourbon Street. So basically they started to have a conversation and they're supposed to be friends and talk about things. So, Toya can be inappropriate. And she was just talking about masturbate and how she asked Dr. Jackie, do you think it's cheating if your husband's masturbating? Like, come on. It's not the same thing. It's not actually a physical person in your relationship. That's what Dr. Jackie responds. Like, there's another person that's been invited into your relationship. So it seems like they just be doing whatever. And it's just like she's so inappropriate with her question. Like, why would she put Dr. Jackie on the fence like that, throw up her husband cheating on her again? It just doesn't make any sense for her to do that. It's just terrible. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just terrible for her to do that. My phone was ringing, and I thought I turned the ringer off. And so then she asked Quad. Quad was like, I ain't telling you that information. I ain't telling you about my sex life. And I don't blame Quad if she don't want to put it out there, especially on national TV. So, Toya takes it away. Well, I'm not going to talk about my business. I'm not going to say anything. I thought we were sisterhood. I thought we were supposed to be doing this together, black girl magic or whatever. But there's some things that you just don't say to people. And that's when Contessa, she goes like, she's a very honest person. She gets along with everybody. That's when Dr. Jackson, you don't get along with everybody. And then Contessa was like, she was like, with people that are superficial, or she said something like superficial, or she said people that are hypersensitive or whatever. She was saying, like, if you're hypersensitive, then yeah, that's what it is. And then it was like, oh, then Simone was like, yeah, hypersensitive, and looked at Dr. Heavenly, and Dr. Heavenly was like, whatever. And so then, Toya was like, yo, I feel like you disrespected me, Dr. Heavenly, like you lied on me, you called me a liar, because Dr. Heavenly was said she can't, if you lie on her name, that she's not going to forgive you, this and that. It just remind me of Portia and Phaedra situation, because they know them or whatever. And so it's like that type of situation. And so Heavenly was like, I don't feel like I lied on you if I felt like it was truth. And Dr. Jackie was like, I don't feel like it's a lie. Dr. Jackie was in a confession. Was like, so since I feel that it's true, it's not a lie. It's like, that don't make no sense at all. So if you feel like the sky is purple, then that means it's true. Like, come on. And so then she was like, yeah, you know what? I messed up. I apologize. I did call you messy, but you are messy. And so then, Dr. Heavenly, she apologized. It seemed like her apology was actually real, and she really was sorry. So that was cool. But anyways, it's just like, damn. But Contessa, she ain't backing down. But Dr. Heavenly stopped herself, and she didn't go there with her or whatever. But Dr. Heavenly is just like, we could have handled it by ourselves. No, you wouldn't have been able to handle it by yourself. You blamed Toya. You thought Toya was setting you up with Contessa, bringing mess to you to start drama because she was a new cast, and you took it out on Toya when you found out that Toya was actually giving you kudos and saying give her a chance on all this other stuff. And so that's when, you know, Heavenly was like, I'm sorry and I'm grateful to have you in my life or whatever. But we see Mariah's coming back. So peace. I'm out. One love, my peoples.